The Rolex Oyster Perpetual. This is the bedrock of the entire brand, serving as the direct descendant of the original waterproof Oyster case introduced back in 1926. It is a time-only watch, meaning it lacks a date window, which keeps the dial perfectly symmetrical and uncluttered. Over the decades, it has evolved from a utilitarian tool into the quintessential everyday luxury watch, offered in a vast array of vibrant dial colors that appeal to both traditionalists and a younger demographic looking for an entry point into the brand. Its significance lies in its pure simplicity, representing the core engineering principles of water resistance and automatic winding that built the company's reputation. The Rolex Datejust. Introduced in 1945 to celebrate the company's 40th anniversary, this model changed the watchmaking landscape by becoming the first automatic, waterproof wristwatch to feature a self-changing date window on the dial. Its design is defined by the iconic Cyclops magnifying lens over the date and the elegant 5-link Jubilee bracelet, which was created specifically for this timepiece. It occupies a unique space in horology as the ultimate bridge between a sports watch and a dress watch, making it versatile enough for almost any social setting. For generations, it has remained the quintessential archetype of what a classic luxury wristwatch looks like to the general public. The Rolex Submariner. Launched in 1953, this timepiece was engineered specifically for the burgeoning world of professional scuba diving, capable of withstanding depths that would crush ordinary watches. It pioneered the use of a rotating bezel that allows divers to track their elapsed underwater time accurately, a feature that has since become an industry standard. While it was born as a rugged tool for ocean explorers, its clean aesthetic and robust construction eventually caught the attention of civilian collectors, transforming it into a cultural icon. Today, it stands as arguably the most famous and widely emulated dive watch in history, equally at home under a wetsuit or a tuxedo cuff. The Rolex GMT Master II. This collection was born out of a specific request from Pan American World Airways in the 1950s, as transatlantic flights became common and pilots needed a way to track multiple time zones simultaneously. The defining characteristic of this model is its dedicated 24-hour hand paired with a bidirectional rotating bezel, often split into two distinct colors to distinguish between day and night hours. It evolved over time to allow the local hour hand to be adjusted independently, making it an indispensable tool for global travelers and aviators. Its legacy is tied to the golden age of aviation, representing a time when crossing oceans was a grand and exclusive adventure. The Rolex Daytona. Named after the famous Florida racetrack, this chronograph was introduced in 1963 to meet the high-stakes demands of professional racing drivers who needed to measure elapsed time and calculate average speeds using the tachymeter scale on the bezel. Early models struggled to find traction in the market, but its fortunes shifted dramatically when it became associated with Hollywood actor and racing enthusiast Paul Newman. The watch relies on mechanical stopwatch complications operated by screw-down pushers, giving it a distinctively sporty and technical appearance. It has since transcended its motorsport origins to become one of the most coveted, collectible, and elusive timepieces in the entire world of luxury goods. The Rolex Day-Date. Debuting in 1956, this model earned the prestigious nickname of the President because it was famously worn by numerous world leaders, visionaries, and captains of industry. It was a groundbreaking technical achievement for its time, being the first wristwatch to display both the date and the day of the week spelled out in full through separate windows on the dial. Rolex exclusively manufactures this collection in precious metals, meaning you will only ever see it crafted from solid gold or platinum, paired with its own signature 3-link President bracelet. It serves as the ultimate statement of prestige and accomplishment within the brand's hierarchy, representing power and refinement. The Rolex Explorer. This watch was created to commemorate one of humanity's greatest achievements, specifically the historic 1953 expedition where Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay became the first people to summit Mount Everest. Built to endure extreme environments, it features a highly legible dial with prominent Arabic numerals at the 3, 6, and 9 positions, covered in a highly visible luminous material for dark conditions. It strips away all unnecessary complications to focus entirely on legibility, durability, and shock resistance for outdoor adventurers. It remains a favorite among purists who appreciate a rugged, understated tool watch that doesn't scream for attention. The Rolex Explorer 2. Released in 1971, this timepiece was engineered for a very specific niche of adventurers, namely speleologists and cave explorers who spend days in total darkness and lose track of whether it is day or night. It builds upon the legacy of the original explorer by adding a fixed 24-hour bezel and a prominent, brightly colored fourth hand that points to that bezel, acting as a prominent AM/PM indicator. The watch also features a larger case size and a distinct crown guard to protect the winding mechanism from impacts against rock faces. It represents a deeply functional, specialized chapter in the brand's history of creating purpose-built equipment for extreme exploration. The Rolex Sea Dweller. As commercial diving pushed deeper into the ocean depths during the 1960s, professional divers working in saturation environments noticed that helium molecules would expand inside their watches during decompression, causing the crystals to pop off. Rolex solved this hazardous problem by partnering with the French diving company Comex to develop a built-in helium escape valve, which safely releases the trapped gas automatically. This model is essentially a heavily fortified version of the Submariner, featuring a thicker case and a much higher depth rating to survive the immense pressures of the deep sea. It is a no-nonsense instrument designed for serious maritime professionals who require absolute reliability under the ocean. The Rolex Deep Sea. This collection represents the absolute zenith of the brand's extreme engineering capabilities, designed to push the boundaries of how deep a mechanical watch can travel into the ocean abyss. It features a patented ringlock system that allows the watch to withstand pressures equivalent to several tons of force, diving far deeper than any human could survive without a submarine. To handle these conditions, the watch is constructed with a thick, domed sapphire crystal and a titanium case back that flexes slightly under pressure to distribute the stress safely. It is a massive, uncompromising timepiece that serves as a rolling concept car for the brand's experimental diving technology. The Rolex Milgauss. Created in 1956 for scientists, engineers, and medical professionals working in laboratories, this watch was engineered to solve a hidden enemy of mechanical accuracy, which is magnetic fields. Standard watches lose their accuracy when exposed to magnetism, so Rolex encased the movement of this model inside a soft iron inner shield that deflects magnetic forces up to 1000 Gauss. Visually, it became famous for its quirky, lightning bolt-shaped orange seconds hand and a unique green sapphire crystal that tints the dial. It carved out a unique legacy as the watch for intellectuals, celebrating the spirit of scientific discovery and industrial progress. The Rolex Air King. This model pays direct homage to the golden age of aviation during the 1930s, a period when pilots relied heavily on accurate wristwatches for aerial navigation. It features a distinctive black dial that combines large 3, 6, and 9 numerals for civilian time telling with a prominent navigational minute scale for tracking flight intervals. The design language is inspired by the specialized instruments Rolex created for the experimental aircraft that first flew over Mount Everest. It stands out in the catalog as an aviation watch with a slightly unconventional dial layout, preserving the historic ties between early flight pioneers and mechanical timekeeping. The Rolex Yacht Master. Introduced in 1992, this collection was designed for those who appreciate the nautical lifestyle but spend their time on the deck of a luxury boat rather than deep underwater. It takes the rugged silhouette of a traditional dive watch and elevates it with more refined, luxurious materials, often featuring bezels made of solid platinum or gold with raised, polished numerals against a matte background. The case lines are slightly more curved and ergonomic than its utilitarian siblings, emphasizing comfort and high-end aesthetic appeal over pure tool functionality. It represents the intersection of maritime sport and coastal luxury, tailored for the yachting elite. The Rolex Yacht Master 2. This is one of the most mechanically complex timepieces the brand produces, built specifically for the precise requirements of competitive regatta yacht racing. It features a unique programmable countdown timer with a mechanical memory, allowing skippers to synchronize their watch perfectly with the official starting sequence of a boat race. This complex complication is operated via a rotatable bezel that actually links directly into the internal movement, a system known as the ring command bezel. Its large footprint and bold blue ceramic bezel make it one of the most visually striking and technically sophisticated sports watches in the entire lineup. The Rolex Sky Dweller. Designed for global travelers who appreciate high-end complications, this model is the most intricate and sophisticated travel watch in the modern collection. It displays two time zones simultaneously via a central hour hand and an off-center, rotating 24-hour disc on the dial, while also featuring an annual calendar that automatically distinguishes between 30 and 31-day months. The months are indicated discretely by a series of small apertures located around the outer edge of the hour markers, changing color as the year progresses. It packs an immense amount of mechanical data into an elegant package, controlled intuitively through the fluted bezel. The Rolex 1908. This elegant dress watch collection was introduced to replace the older Cellini line, channeling the refined aesthetics of early 20th century watchmaking while utilizing modern horological technology. Named after the year the Rolex trademark was officially registered in Switzerland, it features an ultra-slim profile, a finely fluted bezel, and an exhibition case back that allows a clear view of the beautifully decorated movement inside. It is traditionally paired with a classic leather strap rather than a metal bracelet, emphasizing a formal, sophisticated look that harkens back to the origins of the company. It represents a dedication to traditional Swiss watchmaking artistry, focusing purely on elegance, symmetry, and horological heritage.